What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled Mad at Black Men Because of Movies. Now, this R. Kelly thing came out, whatever. But it made me think. Do you know I'm 39? Do you know how many times in my life people have been mad at brothers because of movies? Like movies. What do I mean by this? Joe Jackson. People felt like Joe Jackson was abusing all of his kids because of a movie about the Jacksons. It wasn't Joe Jackson. No. It wasn't. It was a guy playing Joe Jackson. And then Joe Jackson became a villain. And then Joe Jackson became the epitome of all the ills of the world and abusive fathers. And it wasn't even him. It was a movie depiction. And, you know, people should know that movies, you know, you try to spice things up. I thought about that. And when it comes to the abuse mantra, that was what The Color Purple was about. People was mad at brothers about things that happened before brothers' granddaddy was born, you know, because they saw The Color Purple. Like Danny Glover being Mr. was just, you see how you guys are? Like, okay, that's crazy. You know, it's crazy because it's a movie, like a movie. But, you know, I remember being a kid and movies would come out and they'd have a bad depiction of a brother in the movie and they'd be like, that's how y'all are. But the problem was we would rarely see anybody who can even closely resemble what people felt like the villain was in those movies in our real lives. That was the issue. You know, you're looking at guys as if they're all movie characters. I remember when Waiting to Exhale came out. Man. You know, y'all gonna leave us for a white girl. I remember being a kid, my mother took me to see that movie. And about 2 days later, maybe a day, 2 days later, some lady on the block burned up her boyfriend's a Jeep. You know, he must have been effing a white girl. We was in a black neighborhood, so I don't know where the white girl would have been because there wasn't no white girls there. Like, that was an anomaly. But had to be the bad guy, right? Same thing, Soul Food came out, you know. Now brothers all screwing somebody's cousin. And wait a minute, Waiting to Exhale was also the movie where the old boy was the coke head. Oh man, these guys out here taking us to parties and getting us high and doing us wrong. I'm like, it's a movie. You know, all those Tyler Perry movies that people was trying to look. See how you brothers acting? Why? Because you watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman and this one and that one and this one and that one and this one and that one. So we all were the characters in the movie, right? And the irony about all these movies was there were always two types of brothers in there. Because it's a movie. You have the brother that did the bad stuff and the brother that did the good stuff. But you didn't hear, like with Waiting to Exhale, you know, people don't remember Wesley Snipes' character. See what I'm saying? They don't remember that. Like, his character doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? What movie did I bring up earlier? The first one. It's not The Color Purple. God dog it. Wait to Exhale is something else. Anyway, I'll get to it. Even with the Tyler Perry movies, people forget Shamar Moore's character. Or the dude, what was that? Boris Cujo's character when he was the bus driver. See, those characters get lost in the mix. What was a little crazy movie that one of my For Colored Girls? Lord have mercy. That's all I got to say about that. But, and that was a remake. So, but, I had to deal with that on the ride home. Just the ride of shame, because every black man was Omari Hardwick's character. I'm like, how many dudes running around here swinging both ways and giving girlfriends AIDS? Like, that's not even, no. How many dudes coming back from wars throwing babies out of windows? No, like, but we are the ills of the world. Kind of Jason's lyric, see, which everybody remembers, Mad Dog and Alan Payne's brother, but people forget how good of a character Alan Payne played in Jason's lyric. That's the rub on that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the brother who was doing wrong, right, and the brother who was doing wrong. Nobody remembers the brother that was doing right. And it's always the brother that's doing wrong is the epitome of all people, right? And it's always movies, Ultimately, the first movie I was thinking about was Joe Jackson, the Jackson movie, But also, same thing with the documentaries, even I remember they brought out the OJ story recently. Now they making Johnny Cochran a villain. Johnny Cochran's a villain. Okay, whatever. So, whether it's a character or a real person, and people are looking at it like this is what these brothers are. And like I said, they don't gravitate to the good ones at all, whatsoever. And this is the funny part about it, because what was that other movie? Daddy's Little Girl. People forget about Idris Elba playing in that movie. All the other movies they remember. Bank Robber, you remember that. You know what I'm saying? Killer, you remember that. Drug dealer, you remember that. Action hero, you remember that. Sci-fi, you remember that. Remember when he was a loving father? No, I remember that movie. Right. So you mad at brothers because of movies, and this goes in even television. The Cosby Show had an issue because it was too nice, and now Bill Cosby's in jail. So, but what about Uncle Phil? Oh, that's a bad look. What about Carl Winslow? Oh, that's a bad look. Who was the character LL Cool J played? Oh, that's a bad look. The Parenthood. Oh, that's a bad look. Like I said, Moesha. Oh, Father, bad look, right? People forget about those. They forget about those. But you can remember Money Mike, right? You can remember that one. You can remember Craig and Smokey. You can remember that. Right. Those are the characters that everybody can gravitate to for some odd reason, right? All the Dope Boy movies, you can remember all the characters, and all the New Jack City was better than the Five Heartbeats, or you remember Big Red from the Five Heartbeats, like he stands out, and all of these depictions of agreeing that the only guys that you remember are the ones who played villains is something to be said, or the ones that weren't good to people, a common sense person to say, like, okay, you ask people about Denzel Washington, common sense to say X was the best character he ever, when he was Malcolm X, it was the best. But you ask people nowadays, they might wind up talking about Training Day, because that's what you gravitating to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're mad at brothers because of movies, because when you see the actual good people in life, you ignore those people. They don't exist. You don't gravitate to those people. They don't exist. the dysfunctional ones that you look at in the movies and who would trigger you in a bad way, or fit the America gangster mold that's entertaining, or the buffoonish role that's entertaining. You remember all of those, but because they fit a stereotype, they make you mad or make you look down at guys. But the guys who are really doing some things, you ignore them. You ignore that genre in general. It's no good stories about good men. I don't understand how, but whatever. We out. Peace.